Hello Roblox Scripting Club on YouTube, and today I'll be showing you Chapter 1. So assuming you can open into Roblox Studio, go into Roblox Studio and hit Control N to start your new game. And if you have a Mac, then hit Command N. So this is a new game just by hitting Control N. What you should do is hit Toolbox, Basic Objects, Explorer, Properties, and Output. What the toolbox is items that Roblox gives you that can help you, like game stuff, hold spawns and stuff, and flags that you might use for your game. Also, you have a wide resource of free models that other people make. Basic objects is for inserting things that are for your game, like a script. You should see it appears in Workspace. Then the output is for debugging things and also for letting your scripts communicate with you. And it's often that, like, you have to use the print hello world. As you can see here, it'll print hello world. Then your properties are basically a list of properties for each item or value, because everything is technically a value. And so the properties here, like transparency, are answered in a value from like 1 to 0, 0 to 2. Reflectance is like that too. Then here it's a color value. There's many kinds of properties. Then your Explorer shows you the containers and navigation. So the workspace container holds the 3D things like the base plate. If I were to hit Control X to get rid of it, then you can see it goes away. Then if I hit Control Z to bring it back, it'll come back. Also, Control Y is to undo the undo. Control Y, Control Z. So also, like, your player's character will be located in here. Not your player, but your player's character. So here, players is where, like, the player's status is located. You can use the methods like isInGroup, which I'll teach you about later, for this specific container. Then the lighting controls sky features, as you can see in the properties. Like, you can make brightness 0 and it'll get dimmer. So also you can use this as a storage place, like for mini games especially. You'll learn that in another chapter. And also the starter pack here and starter guy, these are what the players start with. The guy stands for graphical inter-user-face, and if you ever seen like a little thing appear at your screen that says like you have this amount of ammo left, that's a guy. And starter pack is the tools that the players start with. Now you can open your script that you can click here in the workspace. If you haven't inserted it, double click this in the basic objects, and so double click this here, and it'll say print hello world, and as you know, it'll print hello world. So what the dot is like a way to move or navigate through the game, and you can see that in the Explorer tab, and I'll show you an example. So here, the script only knows where itself is and the game is. So you could say game.workspace, and it would go to game and then go to workspace. And we don't see a game container, but the game is what holds all of these containers. So let's try an equation. So game.workspace.baseplate, then .baseplate.transparency equals 1. And as you can see here, baseplate here has a transparency, and it's currently at 0. So if we ran this, it's not gone, it's just invisible. If we said this 0.5, it would just get dim, but partially transparent. And so you cannot say like terrain.parent.script because it doesn't know where that is. And now I have to explain what parent is. So you can get to baseplate either two ways. Game.workspace.baseplate or script.parent dot base plate. So the parent is what is like the object in. So terrain, script, camera, and base plate are all children of workspace, and the workspace is the parent to these four. And all these containers here, all these containers are like the children of game, and game is the parent of all these containers. So when you don't say parent, you are searching for the child, but whenever you say parent, you're moving up. So if you said script.parent.baseplate, then it would go like this: script.parent.baseplate. If you said script.parent.baseplate.baseplate, that would go script.parent.baseplate.parent. And if you added on .parent.parent, now we're at the game, .workspace.script. And here we can just say script lowercase because that's the way it knows where itself is, lowercase script. But here it's a name. It's referring to the name of script here, which is capitalized. So script.parent.players.workspace.script. This is technically itself, because it'll go to script, then .parent, so it's now at the workspace. Then it says baseplate, so it'll go to baseplate. Now it says parent, it'll go to the parent, which is workspace. Now it'll go to baseplate again, then it'll go to the parent, which is workspace, then the parent, which is game, then it'll go back to workspace, then it's the script, then the parent, then players, then its parent, then workspace, then script. And so you haven't learned this yet, and you'll learn this in a new chapter, but if you used a method like remove and erase this, this would remove the script, or does it? Probably made a capitalization error. The capitalization error I made was right here, it was lowercase, but now if we ran this, then it removes the script. One more time, I'll play it for you. Look here. It'll remove the script. And that's just like saying script remove. If we said script remove and erase this, it's just the same. And for using the output, that was a good example. It'll say what the reason was, like workspace.script. So it says this, and then it says line 3, and it says script is not a valid member of workspace. And it wasn't, because script with a capitalized S was the valid member of workspace. So now, as you can see, I moved baseplate's parent to lighting. So now baseplate isn't a child of lighting. So what we're going to do is make a script that makes baseplate in the workspace again. So what you'd have to write is script.parent.parent, or actually you can use a game.workspace approach, or game.players, or lighting, any container. Game.lighting.baseplate.parent equals game.workspace. So what this does is it moves the baseplate, or it moves its parent to, not its parent, but it makes its parent the workspace. So if we ran this, it moves back. Then if we were say something like wait 3, then game.workspace.baseplate.transparency equals 0.5, then it would basically make it dim after 3 seconds. So if we ran this, actually I have to hit this again, the command to move it back. So it just moved itself in, and now it's dim. One more time, hit the command here to do that. So now it's in the lighting, and it will basically go in the workspace So now it's in the workspace and it'll turn dim or see-through. So now I'm going to show you about values. So values are what like answer properties, like color values, vector3 values, like there's nil values. So a nil value is a non-existent or an existent value. Something that's nil is not existent. So if I said something like print x, I don't know if this is going to work, but see, it says nil because I didn't say what x was. But say if I said something like print x in a script, like here, x equals 5, print x, then it'll show 5. So now we have a string value. So ASDF equals here ASDF, the string value of that. So print ASDF, then or ASDF, and we can actually use something called like string concentration. So SDF equals SDF. So now dot SDF. That's how to use it. So it'll show ASDF then SDF right next to it. So as you can see, it says SDF right there. Then the number value is like 3, 4, pretty easy. And intel value is an integer, so it can't be 5.5. It can only be 5, 6, 1000. It can't be a decimal. Like a number value can be 0.5. An intel value is an integer. Then there's bool values, which is true or false. That's it. So if we said something like F6 to test something first, if we said game.workspace.baseplate.can collide, which is the value. Can collide is a value that if it's true, then it is like the brick will collide with another object. And so right now I'm walking on it, so it can collide. Equals false. Watch me fall. And now it can't collide, so I fall right through it. Now I'm going to go over how to use time. Like, so you can say wait 3, and that basically waits 3. And so it won't wait 3 minutes, like 3 hours. It waits seconds. So when it says wait, it's going to be in seconds. You can locate properties, like if you didn't know what can collide was, and it's a member of like base part, you can locate these by going to class reference, and then you can go to the part you want to use. Like currently I'm looking for part, so I just find here part, then it'll show you properties. And so here you can see all these things like brick color, and here's can collide, and it says if true, then the object will collide with other objects. And so you can use this whole thing to, you know, like script, I guess, because if you know the properties, then you can use values to change things in your games. So if you went to like player, show you a list of properties like account age, camera mode, chat mode, which you can only change with properties. So what these properties do is basically change the game, and they're answered in values. So that's basically it for properties. Like vector3 values can get really hard because like it's something like here, find base plate, it'll show you position and 0, 0, 0, and you have to like say when making an elevator vector3.new something. This has been the Chapter 1 video tutorial for the Roblox Scripting Club. Subscribe for more tutorial videos. For extra help, join the Roblox Scripting Club on Roblox. All group members may use this video during rank up tests.